Yes, you did. Ken Rodriguez is a close friend of mine, and he has come to speak to you today. He's dyslexic, just like you. He grew up here in Fremont. He owns his own business and runs his business. He loves Stellar Academy because it's a school for kids like him. He supports Stellar at every fundraiser we have because he wants this school to be here for kids like you. Why did I ask him to speak? Obviously because he's dyslexic, but that's not the only reason. Ken is kind, he's brave, he's honest, he cares about people, he loves life, he's patient and he's hardworking, and he's the kind of person I want you to look up to. So that's why I've asked him to tell his story today of what his life has been like with dyslexia. Please help me welcome Ken Rodriguez.
Thank you. Well, it's an honor to be here to speak to you guys. She didn't say that I really hate speaking from crowds. I'm here anyways. I felt compelled. My name's Ken. I've lived here in Fremont all my life. I'm 53, I'm married, and I have 6 kids. My youngest just graduated this year. I run my own company. I have a small tile company that I run the office. I have a secretary that helps me at times. I need that. I meet with clients, I meet with architects and engineers and customers all around. So I'm surviving the world. Why do I tell you this? Because when I was in elementary school, when I was young, grew up, I didn't know what dyslexia was. I never heard of it. But going through school, I didn't get it. I felt dumb. I couldn't spell. I couldn't read very well. I could read, but not very well. And I was a quiet, shy kid. I was terrified. At school, I was terrified that that teacher would call on me, would have me stand up in front and write something on the board or have to. I just have to answer questions. The teacher would ask a question, all the kids would raise their hands, and I'd be still thinking about, well, I don't understand the question, or whatever, and they'd have an answer, and what's wrong with me? And so as I grew, the teachers, they liked me because I was a quiet kid. I didn't cause a lot of problems. I wasn't loud, obnoxious. I was just quiet and kind of hidden. And so I passed through each grade, first, second, third, fourth, all the way through high school. And I did okay. I wasn't dumb. I was smart enough to kind of figure things out, know how to get around things, but I never did really learn a lot of things that I should have. And I was never held back. I never had anybody that understood what I was going through. I knew I was different. And around junior high or so, when I was little, I didn't really know what was going on. I just, was just going through life. But around junior high or so, I was figuring out that, okay, I'm a little different. I learn a little different. I don't memorize things very well. I can't study for tests very well. Things like that. My sister, I have a twin sister, and she was smart. She could spell really good. She could good at school. But I figured out that that's okay. It's not who I am. I don't have to be like that. God showed me that I have value beyond my school and my learning. And he became he became like my best friend that I could talk to all the time, that I could confide in, I could call on. He would help me out. And he helped me be courageous. He helped me to do things that I didn't want to do like this. He had a plan for me. He showed me that he had a plan for me. And so I knew that I could go on. I knew that I didn't have to worry about all the stuff that I couldn't do. That I could look at what I could do. I figured if he had a plan for me, then there's got to be something that I can do that he can use me for, that I can make it in this world. So as I'm figuring that out, I still didn't do very well in school. I still didn't have teachers that understood me. But I kept going. I pressed on. I learned how to do things a little differently. I learned how to read differently. I love listening to stories on CD. I understand them. They make such sense to me. When I try to read them, they just don't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And that's okay. It's okay that I'm different. It's okay that I still am a horrible speller. And my secretary just does an awesome job of reading my writing and fixing it. When I was young, when I was your guys' age, I wish I had applied myself a little more. I was shy and quiet, so I just kind of hid. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I was afraid to. I was afraid that if I asked a question, they might ask me more questions. And I didn't want to answer things, you know. So I was just kind of quiet. So I wish that I would have tried a little more, applied myself a little more. When I got older, it's like, man, if I would have just taken a little more time and been a little bolder and asked these questions that I needed to ask. I guess I was afraid of being found out for not being able to. I hid it, very well. I was afraid of being found out, but it would have been all right if I was found out. People know now, and they still accept me. So I found out, what you guys know, that you don't have to be afraid. Things that you guys can do, gifts that you guys have, that people around you need and use. Parents, I want to say to you guys, I think it's great that you guys are investing in your kids, to come to the school, to learn. I know it's financially it's hard. I know a lot of you have to travel a long distance, but I think it's a great investment and will do amazing things for your kids and their futures. It's worth it. And I want to encourage your parents to be patient with your kids. It takes longer to get things, to understand things, but in my experience, when I learn things, I learn them a little better than maybe my sister did. I knew them a little deeper. They stayed with me longer. They might study for a test and do great on the test, but they forget that stuff pretty quick. And when I learn stuff, it stays in me a little more. So it's worth the patience and the time and the effort that it takes to put in kids. Encourage them. Have fun with them as they learn, as they begin to get things and see things. Enjoy who they are, who God made them. There's so much more than their dyslexia. There's so much more than that. I'm grateful to you guys for just putting out that time and effort. And you kids, you guys, as you're learning and things are tough, stick to it. Push through the hard stuff. It's worth it. As you grow up and as you get older, you'll be glad that you did. excel in who you are, and who God made you. You guys have a special school here, a school with teachers that care about you and learn. They spend time learning to help you so that you can learn and appreciate that. Be grateful. Be grateful to your parents, you guys. Tell your parents thank you. Show that